YouTube. So today I'm going to be covering one of the toughest questions ever. Where and how do I apply my fragrance? It's a loaded question and I get it because there's so many places, and then it depends on the fragrance that you spray as well on yourself. But before we get into that, make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can always see my content. And I want you to go ahead and comment where you apply your fragrances. So, me personally, it depends on which fragrance I'm using. For example, if I'm using Lazaro, I like to go heavy with this just because it is a lighter scent and it's fresh. So with this, I'm gonna go two behind each ear, 1, 2, 1, 2, back of neck, and then I'm gonna go here, this little spot. Now, since it is a lighter fragrance, I do like to go heavy with it because you can. It's not gonna be offensive to anyone. So the same amount of sprays I put on my skin, I'm gonna put on my clothes. So after I go 1, 2, 1, 2, bang, bang, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, boom, and then now I have an extra squirt, which is normally, down there. Now, if I'm applying Bentley for Men Intense, which is a leather note and it's boozy with incense, I'm not gonna go heavy with this thing. I'm gonna go maybe 3 squirts max, maybe even 4. So therefore, it's gonna go 1, 2, 3. I do behind my ears for the simple fact that if I'm going in for left kiss, right kiss, and then also the scent trail that it's gonna leave when I'm walking by someone. The biggest debate is why spray your clothes. I spray my clothes just because I found out that it does last longer. Now, it doesn't project like it will project off the skin. Now, a lot of you are gonna say, well, Cedric, what about the wrist? What about the inner elbow? I get all that, right? The reason why I don't do my wrist is that I'm at a keyboard. So when I'm typing, it's gonna rub off on my desk or either the pad itself. If I do my inner elbow and I got a long sleeve shirt on, it's not gonna radiate from the clothing. So therefore, I rather do the top of my clothes, which is my shoulder, which the most heat generates from, almost your armpit area, right? Now, some would do their ankles. I get that. It depends on the day. Like I said, if it's a light fragrance and I know it's summertime and my feet gonna be a little funky, then I'm gonna do the ankles 1, 2, not that much though. I do the groin, 1 squirt there, and then 1 squirt on the outside as well. Another thing to take into consideration is where you're gonna be. If you're at work, you don't want to offend somebody. Now, if you're out and about on your day, I could care less because you're not going to really be in people's face. So if you want to be noticed, then let them notice you. Spray as much as you can. At the end of the day, it just comes down to preference and the fragrance you use. Chanel told us to spray it in the areas that you want to be kissed. So a lot of people will go neck, boom, boom. I found out that when you're on a date, or let's just say you're getting intimate, who wants that fragrance in their mouth? That is gross. Can you imagine just licking Bentley for Men? Oh my God. Like, let's just take a gourmand, for example. Let's take Michael Jordan Legend. Now, this has a really good coffee note that I like. I highly doubt anybody wants this in their mouth as well. It is just gross, right? So, like I said, I do behind my ears with lighter fragrances, most likely blue ones. I'll go 2 behind my ear, back of my neck, 2 on the shoulder, this little spot here. And then if you want to do your gonads, then go ahead and do that as well. With a fragrance with some musk and some leather in it and incense, I'm not going to go heavy because I don't want to kill everybody there. And I'm not going to put it on my neck just because I don't want anyone to taste that. I'm not going to do my wrist because I don't want it to rub off on anywhere. Now, some people, what I like to do is the inner elbow because you get a whiff of that all day. Let's just say you're like, I want to see what I smell like again. That's what's good about it. However, you know how many people are looking at you like you're crazy because you're just all day? So, I would like to know where you apply your fragrances and why and how. With that being said, I enjoyed having this brief conversation with you guys. Hopefully you found something you can take away from this. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and make sure you leave a comment on where you apply your fragrances and why. And if you have any disagreements with how I apply my fragrances, then let me know. I will also add that a lot of people do their hair, right? Because it takes longer for it to dissolve or absorb in the hair. So if you spray it here, it's not going to evaporate like it would on the skin. A lot of people forget that it is alcohol based and alcohol does evaporate. So, with that being said, I love you all. Peace and blessings.